There's Synth Drones. Today I want to talk about the synth clone wars have begun. Hi, I'm Pure Ambient Drone. This is my channel where I talk about synthesizers. So if you haven't already done so and you would love to keep up with my synth adventures, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. Love to have you on board. And while you're at it, support me over at patreon.com/Pure Ambient Drone. It helps me continue on my synth adventures. Well, what do I mean about the synth clone wars? I got to tell you guys that some people don't believe me when I tell them that there is a war that has been brewing in the synth world for quite a while. Behringer, and I know everybody is, they're thinking that I'm some kind of a Behringer plant or something where I'm doing my videos, but I go where the gear is at, okay? So let me tell you, Behringer caught on real early what the synth drones want. They see it, they moved on it, and they moved first. Not only did they move in the direction of making clones, but they also did it at a price that we can all afford. Well, most of us can afford, at least over the vintage gear that they're cloning. So what do I mean about this war thing? Well, first of all, there's already another clone by SynthCube. Okay, so I'm going to show you here a page here in a moment. SynthCube has made a clone of the ARP 2600 that you can own now, but it's going to cost you money. And there is a do-it-yourself kit, and they will also put it all together for you for an additional charge. Okay, the synth clone wars have begun, but it goes further than that. Korg has released a price lowering of their what? Their Prologue. So a Prologue 16 voice will now run you approximately $14.99. What an incredible price drop. That's about, I guess, $400 in some places or more in others, depending on where you buy your gear and what country you live in. Pretty amazing. Why is this happening? Because sales are starting to drop off as the market gets saturated. It's not all because of Behringer directly, but it is because people are holding out and waiting for Behringer products. A lot of people are holding on and waiting. In fact, there are some people that are doing what I did, and they're selling off some of their gear that is going to be able to be replaced in many ways by the Behringer clones. Now, the reason why I talk so much about Behringer on this channel is not because they pay me to do it or give me anything for free to do it. I don't get anything other than the fact that I am excited and I want to talk about it because it excites me to know that these classic synthesizers are going to be resurrected by a company, and it creates competition in the marketplace. You see, when you got a company that's doing something that people like, other companies will follow suit or get out of the way. This is what needed to happen because prior to Behringer entering the synthesizer game, right, synthesizer companies had us over a barrel. They basically said, you take what we give you, and if you don't like it, too bad. The choices were limited. And this is why the market was flooded with digital emulations of analog gear. Roland. And people got upset about that, and they were screaming every time they would watch a video of a new digital remake of an analog box from yesteryear. People would scream in the comments, "What are you doing? Bring back the analog. We want the analog. We want it." The company still didn't listen time and time again. How many 808, 909 drum machines have you seen on the market that were recreated, I should say, emulated, cloned in the digital world? It's a sad thing. It is a sad thing. So Behringer steps up and they say, guess what? They started it all with the RD808 and the RD909. Now, you could go back all the way to the DeepMind 12. But that really wasn't necessarily a clone. Some would argue it was a clone of the Juno 106, which I do own. It's close. It's not a cigar, but it was never meant to be the exact thing, okay? So with that being said, when these drum boxes came out, and they even resembled in appearance to be the Roland gear of yesteryear, Roland got scared and started doing some trademarking stuff. Can't blame them, because now somebody's biting into their pie, right? Now you can criticize these synth companies for coming up and saying, you know, we're going to clone this, we're going to clone that, and we're not going to come out with anything original. But Behringer already proved themselves with the Neutron that they can come up with something original, and the Crave. Now I know what you're saying. We haven't seen the Crave. We haven't seen the RD909 or the 808 RD. You know, you can go back and look at my video I did the other day about where are the clones. But if it hadn't been for Behringer stepping up and giving synth drones what they wanted, we wouldn't be having this conversation here today. So what's going on is that these synth companies, even the ones that are trying to make something new, have got to be competitive price-wise, all right? Or they're going to get moved out of the way because there are more choices. Now, it's sad when a synth company can't make it and they have to move out and go their merry way. Sequential had to do that, right, in yesteryear, but they learned from a lot of mistakes, and Dave Smith brought it back and recently renamed his company. Instead of Dave Smith Instruments, reclaimed his old name, Sequential. So it pushed him to innovate, to do something new. I hate to tell you this, but there aren't very many new ideas out there. There's just how much can you put into a box, and you want the machine to do it. Waldorf attempted to be innovative with features when they came out with the Quantum, okay? Sequential, Dave Smith, attempted to be unique and different when he came out with the Prophet X that you see behind me here. And they're great ideas, but the price goes up. And some would argue that $4,000 for a Quantum and $3,000 in change for both of these is too much money. I don't know. I don't know what the manufacturing costs of these synthesizers actually are. I will tell you this, Behringer has the means to bring us the clones at a price that we, at the very least, can try to afford, right? So the manufacturing companies that are out there have got to look at what they already got and what they're competing against and bring their prices down. Because if they don't, people won't choose their products. They will choose the Behringer products. Because money ultimately is the dictator in many cases as to what a person can and will do when it comes to a choice. It's just a fact of life. With that being said, Behringer is giving a choice to the consumer, and other companies are jumping in on the bandwagon saying, guess what? We want to remake all of this stuff too. The question you have to ask yourself when it comes to clones, are the other companies that are cloning these synthesizers, are they capable of the manufacturing abilities to bring back the components and to obtain the components of yesteryear authentically? So anyway, to sum this video up, I just want to clarify that Behringer is driving the market right now. Whether you want to believe that or not, it is the truth. Synth manufacturers are scared, and they should be, because there is a lot of money, time, research, and employment of personnel that goes into developing a synthesizer. And when you have this much invested and you never had a real competitor before stepping up, trying to sell in your market, you get a little afraid when you see the reaction to the synth world. Now, with that being said, there are some fantastic machines coming out for 2019 and beyond. And I'm excited about Novation's Summit. I'm excited about the UDO's Super 6. That's really got me going. And that's really about it, other than all of the Behringer clones that are coming out. They're no-brainers. If you can afford them, grab them. So Behringer, I know you're subscribed to my channel. Nice to have you aboard. Love all you guys over there, what you're doing. Here's a suggestion. If at all possible, get us the ability to save and recall patches on some of these synthesizers that you're coming out with. Also, there's a lot of people hollering that they want key beds. I know the modules are cool too, but you may want to think about that and do some research on how valid that is. But I am hearing a lot under the radar about people wanting a choice between module and keyboards. Keyboards that are at least playable and not flimsy feeling. That's my suggestion to Behringer. I hope that they will take it into consideration. But then again, who am I? I'm just a guy in his studio who makes videos. I love all of you guys. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, because really, we are the voice of synthesizers. We the consumers, we the synth drones. And one other thing, I am working on something for all of us, a little community place on the web. I haven't revealed it yet, but I may be looking for contributors, okay? People that know something about synthesizers and want to be a part of it. I'll be announcing that sometime in the future. I don't know when. I'm still working on some things, but yeah, excitement coming this way for all of you guys, a little community for us to engage in, something to connect all of us with. But until next time, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and tap that bell, and please support me over at patreon.com. It would mean a lot. I got content over there I don't include over here, behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, until next time, keep calm and synth on.